So we're now in the kitchens of the Three Pickerels with Ree, and the ovens are fired up, the extractors are fired up, it's already smelling quite nice, and we haven't even started doing anything yet. Ree, what are we going to be cooking?
We're going to be doing slow-cooked belly pork with sweet potato mash, caramelised onions and caramelised apples.
Right, that sounds like it's going to take half a day.
No, it really won't. The belly pork is slow roasted for about 6 hours, and then we portion it up, and we probably cook that about 4 times a week at the moment.
Okay.
I think it's quite popular on the menu.
Yeah.
But, sweet potatoes, they're quite dense, so they don't take very long to cook. And caramelised onions, caramelised apple with sugar, and you can put some red wine in there, or just some chutney, just to thicken it out a little bit.
Right, now talk me through what you're doing here at the moment, because you can probably hear a bit of sizzling, a bit of popping going on.
I'm just cooking the skin on top of the belly pork, just so it's a really nice sort of crackling before putting it into the oven.
Love a bit of crackling. Any secrets on getting your crackling nice and crispy?
A really, really hot pan. Right. Yeah, and some salt on top as well.
Okay, so that is true, is it? Because whether it's a myth or not, but everybody says, my mum always used to say, it's like, put salt on it, rub the salt into it, and it will make it more crispy. Yeah,
because salt draws all the moisture out, so it does make it really crispy.
So that is actually flaming away in the pan now, and it's nice and browned off on the top there. So this has already been pre-cooked, so you're heating this through and crisping it up.
Yeah, if you've got a slow cooker, you put it in a slow cooker just before you go to work. I do it with some local cider. There's cider brewed in Streatham, pickled pig. That's really nice with pork. Yeah. And at the moment, I've used Aspel cider with this one. But literally, just shove it in the pan with your cider, some water, just covering it, and that literally takes about 6 hours till it's falling off the bone.
And is that really is the best way to cook a belly of pork? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just so it's falling apart.
So that's now off the hob and it's in the oven. What's happening next?
I'm just going to put the onions and the apples in with it. I'm just going to let that cook for a bit. Keep that in it so the juices of the belly pork go into the rest of the dish as well.
So while this is all happening as well, talk me through some of the other elements that you have on the menu and what you've chosen.
Well, all of our stuff is homemade and, where possible, locally produced. All our meats we cook in-house. All the fish is battered by hand here. All the starters are homemade, and we've got a bit of game on there. We've got barbecue chicken wings, and we make our own marinade for that, so our own barbecue sauce. All the stuff is from around here. There's a local butcher's in Hadnam where we've been getting our meat from, and failing that, it's Peterborough game. So we get all our... And Downham Market for all our fruit and veg, so it's not too far away at all, really. Yeah.
No, that's good. And do you find it's important to know the provenance, I suppose, of the meats and products that you're using? I mean, it seems there's been a lot of, obviously, negative publicity about different meats and what you might be eating and stuff recently. But do you find that people are asking more about where it's coming from?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're getting it from the same places and it's local all the time, you know what you're getting and you know the quality of what you're getting, and you're not going to have to be worrying about whether you're eating a hoof or not. So,
well put. Right, so we've got the apple and we have the red onion there that are now going into the pan with the belly of pork. Back into the oven. So how long now for that?
That would take about 5 minutes in the oven, just so it heats all the way through.
And what's the next step then with regards to presentation and stuff? What happens next?
Well, I like to sit the belly on top of the mash and just put the apples and onions around the outside. Okay. So it's kind of on a bed.
So sweet potato mash then, which also accompanies the dish. How do you make those? Is there any seasoning or anything in with that?
Well, sweet potato is quite seasoned itself anyway, but I just chuck a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper and loads of butter in there. Butter's good with everything, so...
So I just want to work back to something you were talking about earlier on. You were talking about making your own batter for the fish that you cook here. Give us a good recipe for batter, will you?
Batter, well, I always use bitter in my batter. I mean, I literally just put well, it depends how much you're making, but a splash of real ale and some flour, just mix it really well into a nice thick batter, so everything's covered really well.
Thick, bitter batter.
Yeah. Yes.
That's nice. Right, so the belly of pork has come out of the oven now.
Yeah, I'm just going to literally just stick it back on the hob just to crisp it up a little bit more before I sit it on the bed of sweet potato and onions.
There we go. Okay, so then it's on the plate.
That's it.
And there it goes. So finally, the name of the dish is?
Slow cooked belly of pork.
Pickerel style.
Pickerel style.
Ray, thanks a lot for talking us through it.
Lovely, thank you very much.